impacts on relationships and marriages. And one local collaborative family lawyer has seen the number of people asking about a divorce double since the pandemic started. Joining us now to talk more about this is lawyer Anna-Marie Musson. Thank you for your time, Anna-Marie.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so double, and they're asking for it doesn't mean they're going through with it. Like, tell us what you're seeing.
Well, initially we saw about a 30% increase in terms of inquiries when COVID started. But as of last week, that number has gone to 100%. Inquiries have doubled. And in fact, all of the people who are inquiring are in fact going through with separation.
Oh, wow. Okay, so do you get the sense that this has been a long simmering issue that has just, been brought to the forefront by being inside for so long? Or is this something that might have developed, a little bit rapidly, or you get to notice things you just maybe otherwise didn't?
Right. And I think what's happened in the circumstances is in COVID, the couples and the families have been put in this situation where it's a bit of a pressure cooker. So couples who were having difficulties before COVID perhaps would have other outlets, et cetera, to help manage some of that. But now that COVID has happened, it's really put a bit of a spotlight on the challenges the relationship is having. And so traditionally, what would happen is they would then reach out to us and speak to us about separation and what that looks like. So it's accelerated, I think, the time frame a little bit.
And I want to ask you, everybody has their own reasons. Unless you're in a marriage, you really don't know what's going on. But what are you hearing from people approaching you? Because, are there any extramarital affairs happening at a time like this? Is it just a breakdown? Is it, as you mentioned, a pressure cooker situation?
We're really seeing things across the board. We had an inquiry from a 75-year-old woman who has used the time in isolation to decide that she no longer wishes to be in her current relationship. So we're helping her navigate through that. A lot of couples, in fact, every single call this week has been from couples who are looking for separation agreements while they're physically living in the same house. And so what's happening is because of financial issues and because COVID has hit and family members aren't working anymore and the family assets have plummeted in value, what's happening is these couples can't actually afford to separate, but they're in desperate situations and they no longer can continue in these relationships. So we're using collaborative law to help them negotiate these separation agreements while they're in fact living in the same house.
And I think collaborative law is going to be especially key right now because I'd imagine the courts are going to be absolutely slammed with, different divorce petitions coming in whenever they reopen.
Well, one of the biggest challenges right now is the court backlog. So what's happened is cases that were supposed to be heard in, say, March and April are currently now being pushed till August and maybe even the fall. So the court is in a bit of a bind because they're dealing with the current file count that they have to deal with, and they haven't even begun to deal with the surge of applications that are anticipated to come down the pipeline. So people who are going to court are going to see significant delays, unfortunately. And that's really where collaborative law comes in to provide a great process for people because we do all of our work outside of the court system and we're really helping families navigate during this challenging time.
So, this might be a silly question, but can you still get a divorce without going to the courts? Can you do this solely through collaborative, outside the court system, or is it just the pre-process before you get that signed off by a judge?
No, we help and help couples manage every aspect of the divorce. The only thing that you need to get from the court is the final order. That is something they do what they call over the counter. So it's something done on consent that can just simply be filed with the court and you get your order in 30 days. But really the meat and potatoes and the real challenges and the issues that people have to go through, those we negotiate through collaborative law. And that's how we're helping families during this time.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you are especially busy right now. So, Anna-Marie, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for making it. Okay, that is Anna-Marie Musson. She is a collaborative lawyer here in Toronto.